welcome to our tiny space. Come on in. Hey guys, so we've done a tour of our apartment before. It's 186 square feet and we live in the DC area, Washington, DC. So we want to do a tour of the space again. We just finished making some changes based on all the comments that you guys had given us. We really appreciate you guys commenting, and if you have any comments about the way we redesigned the space, please comment below. This is the first part of our tiny house. This is our entryway area, so we use it for a bunch of things. We use it as like kind of like a mudroom area. We're still trying to figure out the coat situation. You guys have a lot of suggestions about how to hang the coats, and we really appreciate those. We're trying to figure that out still. But we have recycling over here and just kind of like the vacuum and some of our bags that we take when we pack to go to our cabin. So the reason that we live in this super tiny space, for those of you who are new, hi, is that we're working on an old log cabin. So we're restoring an antique log cabin. It takes a lot of our time and also a lot of our money. So we live in a super, super tiny small space in the DC area where we work during the week. So this is our mudroom. And then I'll take you into the bathroom. So also a small space. This is kind of a small door. Come on in. So this is our bathroom space. It's not big enough to have a tub, so we just have a shower. So we just have a shower. We have a bunch of storage here. I don't know if you can see that. And then we have some storage in the medicine cabinet, and then some storage down below. And we just hang our towels on the back of the door. We have some hooks there, and then there's a little radiator in here that gives us some heat in the wintertime, so that dries the towels really fast and keeps them warm for our showers. So that's an added benefit of being in this space. Okay, so let's go into the living room. Woo! Okay, so for you guys who were here before, we had a leather sofa that was in this space. We have since moved the leather sofa into the cabin. And since, again, like I said, we really are tiny space livers. We really like to be minimalist and live tiny. We're not gonna buy another sofa for this apartment. And actually, we were thinking about the ideas that you said about an eat-in space, and we have incorporated kind of a sitting space plus eat-in space into this area. So it's gonna be kind of a surprise, but the space is totally open. We used to have a 5-foot couch that sat here and it was really great. So now we have underneath the bed here, floor cushions. So we sit on floor cushions and we use our little table to eat in this area. So now this has become kind of our dine-in area, but also our relaxation area. And then I'll show you the closet. Lots easier to look at the closet now because there's a lot more room. Okay, so here's the closet. And we have a bunch of kitchen stuff in there. We have all of our stuff that we would normally put in a dresser folded in these alpha shelves. We're gonna actually do a video where we do kind of like a minimalist clean out of our closet, and we're guys gonna show you everything that we do and kind of like how we make decisions about what we keep, and then we fold everything up and put it away. So this is our dresser area. This is our hanging area. There are a few coats like tucked away behind here, and then there's like a laundry basket back there, but that's it. And this closet is not standard size, so you can see that like really the clothes have to turn to close the door because it's not standard depth. So we put this alpha system in place. It's a freestanding system and it helps us with all of the stuff, you know, for now in the closet. But like I said, it's not really made for hanging clothes. It's just really not deep enough. So that's the closet. Coming over into the kitchen area. So this is our kitchen space. We bought this island from IKEA, so just like an affordable island. We have some storage down here. This kitchen again came with like a full range. So we have a full gas top burner, and then we have an oven. This is just our little hot water maker, coffee maker. The sink is here because I think a lot of people couldn't see the sink last time, so there is a sink in the kitchen. It's right here. And then we have this full-size refrigerator and freezer. So really, like we talked about before, a huge kitchen for 186 square feet. It's very, very tiny. We've lived in tiny spaces before. We've lived in 510 square feet. We've lived in 260 square feet. And this is the biggest kitchen by far that we have had. We have all of our pots and pans up here. We just again like store them with a Container Store Alpha system. So just able to hang them up. These are the only ones we have besides the cast iron. And then there isn't very much storage. You can see we kind of make up a little pantry area. That's for our glasses. We still have to store some stuff on top of the fridge, and then there's some stuff up here too. So we're also gonna do another video about, again, like downsizing, cleaning out space, making sure to like maintain, because everybody's always bringing stuff into their space and then they're trying to find ways to move stuff out. So we'll do a full clean out of the kitchen as well and kind of show you our process and what we do. So we have our Berkey water filter. So we filter our water, and then this is the little table that we use in the living space. And then here is the bedroom. So again, didn't have to go very far. So this is a full-size bed. So Gabe and I share this bed, and it is just a full size. So again, I think there are some questions about what size bed it is. The full is the largest that we got in here. I guess like it could fit a queen, but I wanted to be able to walk on either side of the bed because it makes the bed a lot easier to get into and out of, so you're not disturbing your partner, but also because it's easier to change the sheets and like just keep everything really neat. So there's a really, really, really tiny table over here for all of Gabe's stuff. And then we just have like a regular bedside table here for the other side of the bed. And really that's the whole tour. So I think we're going to sit down now with you guys and do a little bit more question and answer. And in the question and answers, we'll cover the price of the 186 square foot apartment here that we have, and kind of all the utilities and the costs and the other things that impact kind of the total bill of living in this space. I think we're going to sit down now with you guys and do a little bit more question and answer. There have been a lot of questions just about, again, like what alternatives we could have pursued to live in a different space besides this one in this area. And we'll kind of like go through our thought process and share that with you guys today. Okay, so let's talk about price. So this whole apartment, which you've just seen, is $1,150 per month. Yes, that is the rent. It is in the Washington, D.C. metro area, and we're close to a lot of things. So we're going to talk about our neighborhood because we didn't talk about that in the last video. And we're going to talk about what's included in that price. So we don't pay any utilities at all. All of the utilities are included, which is water, gas, electric, trash, recycling, all of that's included. What is also included is a private parking spot. So there's an off-street parking spot that's included with the apartment. It's in the back of the house, and so that is part of the price as well. Additionally, you know you didn't see any laundry in here, and that is because the laundry is in the bottom of the building, and that is also free. So we can use that as much as we want or as little as we want, and we don't have to pay a cent for that either. That's included in the rent. So I know we didn't cover that the last video, and I wanted to go over all of those things because we had a lot of questions about those. The only thing that we pay for in this apartment is the internet, and that is $60 a month.
And that's not internet and cable, it's just internet. We don't have a television. Yeah, so all of you asking where the TV is, don't have one.
TVs take up a lot of space, so we just don't need one, especially in a tiny space like this. But we haven't had a TV for about 5 years because we live in tiny spaces. So before this, we were in 260 square feet, and before that, we were in 510 square feet, and there was no TVs for any of those apartments just because, again, it's just a lot of space.
And the location is great. I mean, we're 10 minutes from the airport. We're around all sorts of public transportation, shops, restaurants, all within walking distance. It's kind of a really pleasant, suburban neighborhood to walk through. Lots of trees, lots of families around. It's really a pretty nice area.
Yeah, it is really nice. And we talked about it in the last video, and a lot of you caught it, is that most of the homes here in this area are $1 million and over. So we're surrounded by $1 million homes. There are a lot of successful people, obviously, in the DC metro area. So again, we're just very grateful to have this tiny space and to pay this, what we consider a really, really small rent for this area of $1,150 a month.
And a lot of you asked about commutes and why not live somewhere further out of town for more space and maybe a little less money. And a big part of the reason why we don't is that commutes have cost. So it costs time, money, aggravation to start commuting. I mean, a lot of people will commute anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half or even more sometimes. And it's just, to us, not worth the aggravation or the money involved with that. We'd rather put that someplace else.
It's super stressful. Our area is really, really bad with just congestion and traffic, and also like a ton of pollution because of that. But if we were just trying to get from one side of town to the other, just in our area, which I don't think is like more than, 6 square miles, it will take 45 minutes. And you're just in stop and go traffic just to get, a couple miles down the road. So for us, it is so much better for our quality of life to live where we can walk to work, because Gabe can walk to work, or, ride a bicycle to work. I can ride my bicycle to work, or I can take the car, and it's very, very short of a commute, and I don't have the hassle of just stop and go traffic or the pain of, being on the highway.
Let's see, another suggestion or question that we had was, why don't we say, like, buy a camper and rent a KOA spot someplace, like camping spot.
You guys are really, really inventive. That was a good one. I really like that one.
We thought of stuff like that. It's just there isn't that around, again, for the commuting. I mean, if we wanted to commute like 45 minutes to an hour, I'm sure we could find that. But we're trying to avoid that commute altogether.
Yeah, there really isn't a KOA anywhere near us because, again, it's very urban. If we go down the road a little bit, I think there is like a place where we could park a trailer if we bought a trailer. But again, we're really working on this old log cabin project. That's where all of our time and energy and our money is going. But really, really good suggestions. I think that if we didn't have a house that we were renovating right now, it would be interesting to kind of explore the idea of a trailer, or even the idea of an RV or a camper, and kind of the other places that we could park in the area. But I think Gabe's right. We've looked at it and they would be farther out, so it still would add to the commuting time.
And a related suggestion that we got was, well, why don't we just buy a tiny house, trailer, and buy property here and do that. And
we would love to do that.
We looked at where we could find, like, you could still find, so let's say that you could find a lot. We were finding lots that were like 1/8 of an acre for $350,000, $425,000. Mm-hmm. It's outside the Beltway, so again, commute. But I mean,
there's stuff that you can find inside the Beltway, but it's really expensive. So, trying to get a loan for land, because obviously, like, we don't have 200, 300, 400K in cash to like buy a piece of property, but also zoning is a big issue. So they wouldn't really let us put tiny houses on a property, in this area. They have like really, really strict zoning laws. So I know a lot of people are working on trying to change that and get legislation passed so that people can have tiny homes on small plots, which I think is a really great and responsible thing to do, and so much better for the environment and people who want to live in tiny spaces. So again, another great suggestion. I would absolutely love to do that. That would be really fun. But in this area, it's just not something that people are supporting currently. And so if we think about our neighbors right now, again, lovely people, but they spent over $1 million on their home. They definitely don't want somebody purchasing, a tiny plot of land next to them and like rolling up a tiny house, because like they're paying a premium for that same location. So it doesn't, do them any favors to allow people to get kind of the same location at a much, much discounted rate.
And even if you could, you still have to hook up to city water, and then that comes at a cost. You have to hook it up to electricity. There are regulations with that. So
yeah, even and you have to like buy it.
even if we could do it, it would still be upwards of $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. And it's like, our goal is to fix up this cabin and trim our lifestyle down. So this just doesn't fit.
Yeah. But also, very good suggestion. We appreciated that as well. And for all of you who hated the music on the last video, there's no music on this video, so I hope you're enjoying the lack of music as well.
I mean, we had a lot of people from the DMV area say, hey, I thought I could find a place for that much in Alexandria, and you can. Alexandria is a relatively bigger place. The city limits it's like a county almost.
It is
right?
big.
And if we wanted to live on the other end of the county, we could probably pay a little bit of less money for a little bit more room.
But it's big, yeah.
But again, commute, right? That's already 25, 30 minutes further out than where we are now.
Yeah.
So you could technically be in Alexandria and pay a little less to have a little more, but commute.
A lot of really great suggestions though, and a lot of places that we had looked at or we were aware of, because like I said, we grew up in this area. I've been in Alexandria my entire life, so a lot of places that I've already seen or that I'm aware of, and I think that yes, a lot of them would be good suggestions if that was like the right geographical location in Alexandria for us to be close to our jobs. Another question that we got a lot is that a lot of people couldn't believe this is 186 square feet. And we actually took out the tape measure and we redid the measurements, and it is. Yeah, so it might look bigger on camera or just kind of like the way we're filming it. But again, the bed is really small. That kitchen is just like one side. We talked about the closet. It's not a standard size closet. So I think like when you're imagining kind of how the space is laid out, it's not really the standard size closet or really your normal size bed. I don't know how many people are sharing like a full bed with their partner. I think most people like upgrade to at least a queen. But we still sleep in a full size bed. So, and we only have like one nightstand. So if you kind of lay that out in your mind, it's still 186 square feet.
So please give us a like. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to our channel and set those notifications so somebody will let you know that we posted a video.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And keep those comments coming. We want to hear more about how we can redesign the tiny house space.
So thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye.